This is the fifth video in a series that accompanies a workshop on QGIS taught at Michigan State University. In this segment, we will draw a buffer around the cell phone towers. A buffer is the equivalent of drawing a circle around a feature. For instance, if we thought that the average range of a cell phone tower was about 10 miles, we could draw 10-mile buffers around each cell phone tower and then see how much of the state is covered. Let's jump in and make the buffer, and then we can talk a bit about why they're useful. Select, I'm going to zoom out first. We can see more of the state. We're going to select cell phone towers and then click on Vector, Geoprocessing Tools, and Buffer. Our input layer is Cellular Michigan. And then the tricky part is choosing a buffer distance. We'll pass by that for now and choose an output shapefile. And I'll call it cell buffer. The reason why buffer distance is tricky is because every shapefile is made in a particular coordinate system. It could be expressed in the form of feet, meters, miles, or something else. In the case of the cell phone layer, if we look at the properties, under General, we can see its coordinate reference system is NAD 83, North American Datum 1983. And well, what's significant about that is that we're expressed in degrees of latitude and longitude. So we have to ask ourselves what fraction of a degree of latitude would be 10 miles. And I did work it out ahead of time, and so I think that the fraction 0.14 will work for this purpose. Oh, I have to respecify my output shapefile. And it drew our cell phone towers with a 10-mile radius. Going to arrange the cell phone buffers so that they're underneath the towers, and I'm going to change their color too. Under Style, one thing we can do is we can affect the transparency of the color. Here we are. So that you could actually see the rest of the map through it. Not sure if we like that. I'm going to remove the border. And we now have a map of 10-foot-mile buffers around cell phone towers. Because that's the focus of our map, I'm going to declutter the map a bit by turning off the cities and the roads. Buffers can be used for more complex analyses. Anytime you want to characterize proximity, buffers could be used. For instance, we could take an additional step of asking the GIS which cell phone towers are entirely in rural areas. And we do that by asking which of the 10-mile radius buffers do not touch a city boundary. Or we could ask which cell phone towers are clustered along highways by asking the GIS which of the buffer circles do touch a state highway, although that might be more meaningful if we used federal highways instead. Now don't forget to save your project.